Hey, what's going on, guys? In this video, I'll be talking about my second ever Funko Pop trading event. And just like the first event, I had a great time, saw a lot of cool pops, met a lot of cool people, and made some good trades. So a little bit of background, this event was put together by this local Facebook group / community based around Funko Pops. And they call it their Fun Days because it's like the biggest event of the year, just like Funko has Fun Days every SDCC. So they had prizes, games, they rented out this venue and had a bunch of tables set up for everyone. It was really cool because there was no fee or anything for the tables. It was just, first come, first serve. And it was just, a great time to meet everyone and just see everyone's collections and have fun. So let's see what we got. So right away, when I saw this table, I saw two items on the table I was interested in, and they saw two items of mine, or one item of mine that they were interested in. And what they were interested in was my Disney Parks 2-pack with the Tiki and Parrot from the Enchanted Tiki Room. And one of the pops I was interested in of theirs was this guy, Michigan J. Frog from Looney Tunes. Now, I've been wanting this one for a while. It's the 2017 Spring Convention exclusive, aka Emerald City Comic Con. This is the shared exclusive. I'm not sure which store this was shared with, but yeah, I just remember enjoying this character as a kid. This little side character, like singing, dancing frog. Yeah, I remember I had a chance to buy him at a toy show like a while ago. It was like $15, which wasn't a bad price, but the paint job was like kind of blurry, like kind of fuzzy. So I passed and kind of regretted it, but really happy to finally get this one with a really crisp, clear paint job. And funny enough, the other pop that I got was also in that same line. It's Looney Tunes. And this is the Flocked Bugs Bunny Target exclusive. I remember when they were coming out with these, it was some kind of event or something where like they would come out with a new Target exclusive every week. And I was kind of paying attention off and on to the new releases at the time, so I ended up missing this one. And I ended up regretting it just because, this one's not like super valuable right now or anything, but to me it was like a must-have just because he's so iconic. It's like Bugs Bunny, the main character of Looney Tunes, just like, Mickey and Disney. And to me, like the flocked version, I always try to have like one like ultimate version that I collect of a character. Like I only want one version of a character in general. So like, if there's one Bugs Bunny I want it to be this one, the flocked one. Just because to me it like makes perfect sense, like since he's a rabbit, yeah, so finally, really happy to finally have this one. Yeah, so for the next trade, I saw two items that I was interested in. The first one was Lucky from the Lucky Charms cereal. I don't remember if the guy had the glow one or the non-glow one, but yeah, I didn't really think I had a chance at it just because I didn't bring anything too valuable. But what I did end up trading for was this one. Walking Dead, Sasha, Walker version. And I was really happy to get this one because I'd been eyeing it for a while. I'm not sure when it came out, but once again, I wasn't paying attention to the new releases at the time. And Sasha's not my favorite character or anything. I used to be a huge fan of the show, but not really anymore. I don't keep up with it anymore, but I still read the comics and still just enjoy Walking Dead in general. And, excuse me, I always enjoy like variations of characters, and for Walking Dead, I feel like having a Walker version of the character is like the ultimate like variation, just like the coolest variation. Yeah, and Walking Dead was actually the first line I ever collected, or the first thing that got me into collecting, because the first pop I ever got was a Hot Topic exclusive Daryl Dixon wearing a poncho, and that's back when the stickers were like the black ones. And yeah, I do have quite a few characters from Walking Dead. I don't try to collect every character, but characters I do enjoy, I try to get. Not so much the newer ones, because like I said, I don't really like the newer seasons of Walking Dead. But yeah, anyways, I did want to show you guys one thing. Oh, before that, yeah, so what I traded for this was the GameStop exclusive Hulk busting out a Hulk Buster. And what was really cool is that the guy had mentioned how he had just rewatched Infinity War with his wife, and like how she'd be like super pumped that he was able to get that Hulkbuster pop. So I just thought it was really cool because both people, me and him were like we're both super happy with our trades. So I just thought it's really cool when the trade works out and everyone's happy. Anyways, so the pop I wanted to show you guys is this one, and this is probably my favorite pop in my collection and probably my most valuable. It's the Merle Dixon Walker version. And what's funny is that I picked this up at retail, just walked into Hot Topic after I got off work. And it's just funny to think back to like times like that when you could just walk in and find like really cool pops like this. Because these days, like you have to like line up early and or otherwise it's all gone. But yeah, I always pretty much consider this like a chase version, even though it's not officially a chase, just because they had the regular one too, but for some reason like this one was coming out too, like the variation. I think I don't want to say they were more rare, but it kind of feels like there weren't as many of these. I could be wrong compared to the regular one, but yeah, not officially a chase, but like just a really cool pop in my opinion. I definitely want to get like the Walker versions of like these characters. I don't know if they have any more. I believe these are the only two pops that are like a Walker version, but if they make any more, I'm definitely gonna pick them up. I'm probably also gonna double check just to see if there are any out that came out that I missed. But yeah, I think these two go really well together. Alright, so the next one is a pop that I didn't actually think I'd end up owning just because it's an older pop, and pretty much I try not to pay over retail for anything that I get like ever. There are a few exceptions, like I've spent 30, I think 30 is the most I've ever spent on a pop, like on the secondhand market. And like, sometimes like for a chase or something that I know I'll never get otherwise, I'll do that. Or just like an exclusive or something, but yeah, so it's this one. Sansa Stark from Game of Thrones. Really happy to get this one because it's an older pop, and I'm sure some of you know that a lot of the older Game of Thrones pops have just like shot up in price because it's so popular. And I've been watching big fan of Game of Thrones for a long time. I think I've been watching since like the second season, but yeah, I was collecting pops at the time too, but I just never really picked too many up. I have a few characters, but I definitely regret not picking up more just because, I don't know, I really enjoy the show and I'm not sure why I never picked them up. But yeah, so I don't know. It's pretty cool because I feel like this is the kind of, the only version that's out there. You know how Funko will make so many different versions of characters? This is like from the later seasons where she has the dark hair, but for now this is the only Sansa Stark, so happy to have this one. What did I trade for this one? I traded the Box Lunch exclusive Flocked Winnie the Pooh from the new Christopher Robin movie. So yeah, value wise this one was a little more valuable, but I think we were both happy with the trade. And this next one is another one that I've been eyeing for a while and really happy to get. It's Mystique from XMen. And as I mentioned in one of my other videos, XMen is by far my favorite Marvel Universe set of Marvel characters. And I have most of them. I'm missing a few here and there, but I'm not really going to try to be a completionist. Like, I'm generally not a completionist for any kind of set, but I definitely wanted this one. I feel like this is like a really underrated pop. I think it goes for like 15 or 20 generally, but yeah, I was missing this one. And trade wise, what I traded was like, a little more valuable than what I got, but to me, like, it worked out perfectly because I've been wanting this one. So what I traded was the Shota Aizawa, aka Eraserhead from My Hero Academia, the Hot Topic exclusive. Yeah, that's like a whole mouthful. But anyways, yeah, I ended up picking that one up when Hot Topic had their deal 3 for 27. So it pretty much works out to like $9 a pop. And I already had like one, so the one I traded was a duplicate. So even though that one, technically is like more valuable than this pop currently is on the market, like it still worked out for me, I think, perfectly. Really happy to finally have this one too. So next is a pop that I actually didn't trade for, but like I got it at the trade event. And it was really cool because when you first check in at the event, they'll ask you like if you remember the group, and you don't have to pay to be a member of the group or anything. You just join, and you get a free pop. So they had a selection that you could choose from, and what I chose is this guy, Vince McMahon. I think the event, and they partnered with some some of the stores and other businesses in the area, and so I think this is actually like a donation from one of the collectible stores in the area. Yeah, but I was pretty much choosing between this guy and the Atom Bomb from Garbage Pail Kids. I don't have any Garbage Pail Kids, so I just felt like this would fit better with my collection. I'm not a huge collector of WWE, but I do have a few. And I used to watch back in like when I was younger, so I collect some here and there. But yeah, really happy to add this to my collection, especially since it was free. So this next pop, this is a 3 for 3 trade. So when I saw this pop on that guy's table, like I knew that it was one that I wanted to get, but I wasn't sure if he'd be interested in my stuff. But it ended up, it was a really good trade because we were kind of going back and forth, like trying to make the trade even as possible for both of us. And at the end, I think both of us were really happy, like just really happy with what we got. So what first caught my eye on the guy's table was this one, Pikachu. Now I've been searching for this guy for so long. Like, believe it or not, I never was able to get Pikachu up until now. I mean, of course, growing up, I played Pokemon. I mean, like, I'm pretty sure, like, tons of people, like, literally everyone around my age. I'm in my 30s now, but, like, this is, like, middle school. This is, like, everyone's childhood. But anyways, yeah, when this was coming out, I remember when it, first was appearing in stores, I didn't want to wait outside, like, super early, so I just passed that one time. I was like, oh, I'll figure... I was getting lucky with the online drops, so I was like, oh, yeah, I'll just wait for it to be online. But then, as time went on, I was getting like more and more feeling like, oh, maybe I should try to get it in store. So I missed it the first time it was appearing in stores, just because I didn't want to deal with like all the hassle. I felt like everyone was trying to go after it. But the second restock, I actually went early, since Brixie showed the Pikachu being in stock. But unfortunately, that one time that I went early for Pikachu, it turns out they didn't have it. We all lined up outside of Target, and once they opened, they just told us, like, we don't have the Pikachu. So that was a disappointment. And then, so for the online drop, they're usually, my time, Pacific time, they usually happen, like, Saturday moving into Sunday at 12 a.m. But for this one, it was, like, a random weekday. And it was like 6 or 7 a.m. So I ended up missing it. Yeah, so anyways, it just felt like I kept on missing him over and over again. But to finally get him, was great. So I think I'll show you guys what I got from this trade. And then I'll mention a little bit more about what I traded and like, how it all went down. So the next pop I got from this trade was Red Hood. And this is the 2018 Summer Convention exclusive. And this was shared with GameStop. I remember it was shared I just said it was shared with GameStop. But I remember, like pretty much around midnight, when all the pops were being released online, I definitely wanted the Iron Man, but I was kind of on the fence about Red Hood just because I had spent so much money already. So I passed on him, but then, I kind of regretted it because later on, like, I couldn't find him anywhere. So I was happy to finally be able to pick him up, and especially for a trade. So this last one is another pop that I didn't really think that I would get, just because, it's not really old, but I'll just show you guys. So it's this guy, the teenager Groot, and as you can see, it's a Toys R Us exclusive. And as you know, there's like no more Toys R Us here in the US, so you're not gonna see this one anymore. And I do collect Infinity War. I don't try to get every character, but I do have a majority of the characters, and I do have a few Groots. I think I have Baby Groot, but this is my first teenager Groot, and in my opinion, this is like the one teenager Groot that I'd want to own, just because he's playing his little Game Boy or whatever, like miniature game, and like making his like little pouty face. So it's just really cool. So what I ended up trading for those three, right away, what he noticed on my table was a reverse Flash Black Lantern, and I had actually won that pop from a raffle at the previous trading event, and it was also a duplicate, because I already had one, and he was really interested in it, just because he's been like reading the comics, and honestly I don't know too much about the character. I just thought it looked cool, but yeah, I thought that was a good, I was happy to get rid of that one because I had a duplicate. And another one I had was the metallic mermaid Deadpool t-shirt combo, and I picked that one up, but I was kind of regretting it later on just because I already have the regular mermaid Deadpool, and I didn't really see myself wearing the shirt. So I was happy to trade that one as well. And it was kind of like when we were hammering out the details, pretty much the pop, that kind of sealed the deal was the Toys R Us exclusive glow in the dark Miguel from the movie Coco, and that one was like a duplicate of mine too. So I was happy to trade it, but for a while I was like really searching for that one, and I was literally like going into so many Toys R Us's, and I was finally able to get one, and I was like so happy to get that one. And then I ended up going in another time and picking up a second one, and it finally came in handy because I was able to make this trade. So yeah, like trade wise, value wise, it was like very even, and also just with what we were able to get, we were both like super happy. So yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much the theme of this whole trading event. Just like interacting with other collectors, just meeting really cool people, and just it's just really cool to make trades that like where you're getting rid of stuff that you're not so crazy about, but like someone else is really into, and then like you get something that you're really into, and maybe like someone else isn't really as into anymore. So it's just a really cool thing, and it's kind of like something you don't really expect when you first get into like Funko Pop collecting. But yeah, it's like the community aspect of it is really cool, and I'll definitely be going to more events in the future. Yeah, so that does it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.